Hello everyone and welcome to another speed paint video. Just like last time, I am making this as a thank you to all my subscribers. Can't believe I have reached 200. So thank you everyone for all the support and liking my content. So for a period of time I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I looked at the previous video that I did. And hearing the Kitsu and the Moon story again made me want to draw her again. And because the story is a bit sad because the Kitsu doesn't have any friends, it made me want to draw her with a friend. So she found a human friend. And because I obviously like twisted trees the Palia has, I wanted to draw it again, and with the coming patches with the flowers I had to add a few of those as well. As you can see, I ended up doing a pencil sketch at first and then adding it onto my PC and drawing it out. And because I didn't look at any references when I sketched this, I ended up forgetting adding the horns to the Kitsu, so the Kitsu is just a fox with two tails basically. It's not a Palia Kitsu, I guess, because I forgot to add her horns. And the coloring is also a bit different than how she is colored in Palia, because again I didn't look at any references, I just went with the flow and did what I had in mind. Besides that, I have to apologize a bit because my PC crashed while I was drawing, and like half of the recording that I did while I was coloring for about an hour or so just didn't got saved. So after I do all the sketching and adding some of the colors, it just jumps straight to almost fully colored version of this drawing. So I'm sorry that my PC crashed, I guess. And because I sorta wanted to continue the tradition, so to speak, of reading a story while drawing this, I kinda ended up writing down a tiny story for this drawing. So it's not part of Palia lore or anything, it's just something that came to mind while I was drawing and I wanted to write it down. So here it goes. An unexpected encounter. Tired from walking through a seamlessly endless forest, she had finally reached the end of it. Though the forest did end, so did her path, as the forest ended with a cliff. She couldn't continue her journey anymore, at least not that way. She let down a sigh and looked at the two moons that seemed to greet her at this end of the path. They were shining brightly in the night sky, covering with silvery light the forest at the bottom of the cliff, almost resembling the sea. The wind touched gently her cheek as she looked around her surroundings. A lonely elder tree that grew in an unusual shape caught her attention. It was twisted and bended, almost like it wanted to escape the cliff, trying to climb down from it and somehow still extending its branches towards the two moons to bathe in its silvery light. The only thing keeping it in place was his roots, otherwise it felt like it would have left this place a long time ago. She approached this old tree that was surrounded by flowers. As she got close, the beautiful fairy moths started flying all around it, leaving sparkly dust behind them, making this already beautiful scenery even more beautiful than she could ever imagine. She sat on the old tree trunk admiring the two moons and the moths that were now surrounding her. And she had realized she was not tired anymore, even though she had walked all day until now. The silvery moonlight and the scenery made her forget her tiredness. She sat there as the two moons kept rising, maybe for hours, she couldn't tell, as the calmness and the feeling she had in that place made her not want to ever leave. As she stood unhindered, she heard the flowers rustle at her back, but she didn't turn around to look. She thought that maybe the gentle wind had disturbed them. She heard more sounds rustling through the flowers, but she was still not bothered by it until a scratchy sound at the bottom of the tree. Something was scratching at its bark. She turned her head silently to look towards the sound. More moths started flying all around as she got disturbed from the flowers. Something was there, something small. Two white-tipped tails fluttered between the flowers as it scurried and scratched all around. It was probably a tiny animal searching for some food. The girl didn't make sudden movements as she reached with her hand in the pouch around the belt and pulled out a piece of bread and tossed it close to the roots of the tree. The white-tipped tails that were visible above the flowers suddenly stopped. The creature seemed to be cautious, but with curiosity approached the roots of the tree. It found the bread and ate it. A tiny red snout emerged from the flowers, looking up towards the girl, sniffing for more bread. The girl then took one more piece of bread and tossed it. After the little creature ate it, she hopped onto the tree trunk, sniffing for more. The girl shook a bit when it jumped up. She didn't expect it to be fearless and certainly didn't expect the creature she was now seeing before her eyes. It was a beautiful kitsu, a creature now believed to be extinct. The little kitsu sniffed around and then looked at the girl expectantly. The girl reaches in her pouch once again and takes out the last of the bread and extends her hand to the kitsu. Without fear and without a thought, the kitsu approached and took the piece of bread so she can eat it. After she was done, it gazed again expectantly at the girl. "I have no more," the girl said as she extended her empty hand toward the kitsu. The kitsu approached her hand and sniffed it, then without hesitation she pushed her snout in her palm and rotated her head sideways so that the girl can scratch her neck. In a way, this startled the girl a bit as she did not expect this behavior, but nevertheless she started scratching her neck. She did that for a bit and then took away her hand. The kitsu looked in the girl's eyes as she was looking right back at her and walked slowly next to the girl, making herself comfy next to her and letting her tiny snout sit on her lap. The girl patted the kitsu's head as she continued to look at the sky, now showing beautiful golden colors in the horizon as the sun was starting to rise up. The end. Well, that was the end of the story. And now at the end of the video, I want to thank you all again for subscribing. And for the new people that come to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. And next time maybe we try and do a sort of giveaway, me to draw your character if you all want. If not, I will just probably continue with something similar unless you guys want me to stop. Well, until next time, bye bye.